honestly say this guy was one of the greatest running backs I ever saw during my sportscasting days. Heisman Trophy winner, college football Hall of Famer, four-time Pro Bowler with the Tennessee Titans. But now he's excelling on a different stage. He's starring in the iconic musical Chicago as the smooth-talking lawyer Billy Flynn. Please welcome Eddie George.
Hey,
what's up, Eddie?
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're great.
Man, I mean that. I saw you play a lot in person as a sportscaster on TV for many, many years. I never once thought when I watched you play in the Super Bowl, scoring a couple touchdowns, this guy's going to be on Broadway someday.
Yeah, and neither did I. That was the last thing on my mind. I was so focused on my football career. Wanted to be the greatest running back of all time. That was my focus. Wanted to get 20,000 yards, surpass the sweetness. The late, great Walter Payton, who was my favorite, one of my favorite running backs.
Right. Well, you're second to Walter Payton in consecutive starts, which is pretty damn good.
See how I did this later?
Yeah.
Thank you. Also, Jim Brown was my favorite as well. So I grew up a fan of football, but after my playing days were done, like a lot of athletes, you just don't know what's next. I wasn't emotionally prepared to leave. I did well with my money, but just in terms of what was next for me was a big question mark in who I was. So I had to go through counseling and so forth to really find a guiding light, and the arts was an avenue for me to reinvent myself, to take a lot of that energy and channel that. Everyone's like, ooh, and channel that into different characters. In my writing, it was therapeutic, it was healing, it was cathartic, and it still works till this day. So I've done things on stage outside of Chicago: Othello, Julius Caesar, Raisin in the Sun. Just did a two-man play called Top Dog Underdog by Susie Laurie Parks.
So let me ask you this. Okay, we know how you train for a big game, but how do you train to be on Broadway? How do you go from that football training to now you're training to be on stage?
Oh, you rehearse, you go through the lines, you go through the blocking. For me, I'm not a traditional singer, so I had to get voice lessons and learn how to hold my. There's a note that I have to hold forever in this play. So
well, I mean, did you have any voice? I mean, could you sing at all?
No.
Not at all. You couldn't even sing in the shower.
Nah. Couldn't you do that either? My wife's a singer. She's a singer. She's with SWV. Her show comes on tonight on VH1 or I think we'll BET. Ladies' Night with Salt and Pepper. Shameless plug. But
yeah, that's all right.
But I learned to sing, or got confidence in singing during my training as an actor. So I started training about 13 years ago. And before I even jumped on the boards of a stage, I trained with my acting coach for 3 days a week, relentlessly for 4 years before I did anything else. And a part of that training was voice lessons. And she's the one that said, oh, you have a singing voice, you can sing. I'm like, please, I can't sing. Let's just get through this so I can learn how to talk. So as a result of it, 10 years later, I got an opportunity to audition for the role of Billy Flynn. And I said, I gotta take a shot at this. I gotta take a shot at it. I said, you know what? Why not? Go to New York, go audition for it, go on stage, crack a few notes. Yeah. And they said, hey, let's do it. And I was like, really? He's like, yes.
Wow.
When do we start? I said, next week, a year from now. He says, yeah, 2 years later, I get the call up to go to New York, and I've been doing it ever since. So it's been wonderful.
Wow, you've been fantastic, hearing great reviews. All the best to you, Eddie.
Yes, thank you so much for stopping by. And you can see Eddie in the Tony Award-winning musical Chicago at Broadway in Chicago's Cadillac Palace Theater, May 7th through May 12th.